Hello everyone, today we are going to be ranking every single special in Splatoon 1, Splatoon 2, and Splatoon 3, just based off how much I enjoy them. Yeah, I made this tier list a while back, but since then we've had 2 new specials added to Splatoon 3, and you know, some of my opinions on some of these specials have changed over time, so I figured it's time to remake the tier list. So yeah, once again, this is ranked on my personal enjoyment of the special, how much I enjoy using them, playing against them, and just overall how well designed they are. So yeah. Also, you may notice there are quite a lot of specials missing from the last tier list, and that's because I've left some of them out. I'm going to be talking about all the bomb rushes slash launchers just in one go here with Splat Bomb Rush from Splatoon 1, because I don't feel like talking about all of them because they're all kind of the same, yeah. As well as I also just left out the Splatoon 3 icons of the returning Splatoon 2 specials because they're all kind of the same functionally. So yeah, this is basically just to make the tier list look a little cleaner, a little less cluttered. So yeah, anyway, to start off with these Splatoon 1 specials, first up we have Ingzuka, and I do quite like Ingzuka. I think it is pretty fun. I think nabbing opponents with those tornadoes that you fire is quite satisfying, though the special can feel a little awkward to use at times. The fact that you get like an infinite amount of shots during the duration is a bit extreme, and for that reason they made the special 220p. Yeah, for those who don't know, points for special in Splatoon 1 were actually locked to the specials themselves, not the main weapons like in Splatoon 2 and 3. So yeah, that's kind of another problem I have with the specials, because it's 220p. A lot of the weapons take forever to get the special, especially like Crow Splat Roller. Like unless you're using a lot of charge up, that weapon will almost never get the special. And even during the times I revisited Splatoon 1, even when I was using like 10 attack splatter shot, I had a hard time getting Zuka. So yeah, you don't get to use this special a lot, but when you do, it's a good time. So yeah, A tier is where I'd put it. So of all the global range displacement specials, I would say Killer Whale is my favorite. I put it in B tier. It's not my favorite, or like not my favorite special overall, obviously, but yeah, definitely my favorite of all the global range displacement specials. I just think it looks really cool, and the way it works is definitely very much the least annoying of all of them. So yeah, because like unlike the other global range displacement specials, they like auto target or whatever, they move, or you can control them, and that can get annoying. But with this one, it's just one giant laser, but it only fires in a set direction, whichever you choose. So yeah, avoiding it can be easy unless you're stuck in a long skinny alleyway. So on certain maps it can be much more annoying to deal with, but on most maps it's not that bad, and it can be quite satisfying to land a kill with it. So yeah, I quite like Killer Whale. I think it's fun. And I put Ink Strike in the same tier. I think the way you use it is really cool. Instead of looking on the screen, the main screen or the monitor or whatever, TV, whatever, you look down at the gamepad and you touch a spot on the map to send the strike. And yeah, I just think the way it works is really neat, and it looks really cool too. It's a giant vortex that paints a huge chunk of area, or yeah, but yeah, I like using Ink Strike in Splatoon 1. Yeah, Bubbler, I am not that big a fan of. I do like how when you pop the bubble, if a teammate gets close to you, they get their own bubble. So yeah, that can be kind of cool. That's really the only thing I like about it. The special is not really that fun to use, and definitely not that fun to play against, especially when like you're about to kill the opponent, but then before you can land the last shot, they pop the bubble and then you have to run away. So yeah, I'd probably put Bubbler in D tier. It's definitely not one I like particularly. S1 Kraken. So I do enjoy using this special, but not so much playing against it, but that's just kind of Kraken for you. But for the most part, I do think it's pretty fun. You know, just popping the special, being able to swim really fast, especially through Randomy Ink, and landing those one-shot twirls is really fun. Playing against it is definitely not as fun, because like similarly with Bubbler, it's instant activation and invincibility. Definitely not a very good design decision. But yeah, overall, I don't know, I can't really help but put it in A tier. I think it's really fun to use, and it's not the most annoying special to play against. We'll get to some of those a little down the line, but yeah, I'd put Kraken in A tier. All right, if I'm being completely honest, Echolocator is my least favorite special in the entire series. It's just such a nothing special. Like, you just press the button and the entire enemy team is located. That's it. It's just a glorified point sensor. Point sensor does the location job just fine. Why do they need to make such a lazy special? I don't know. There's nothing satisfying about using it. It's not like infuriating to play against like some of the other specials, but still, it's just, again, just such a nothing special. And at least some of the other specials on this list, as bad as some of them are, especially the ones in F tier, at least they make you feel like you have some power, right? At least it actually feels like you're using a special weapon, but you don't get that feeling with Echo Locator. So yeah, it's my least favorite special for sure. Again, when we're talking about Splat Bomb Launcher, I'm just gonna include all of the Splat Bomb rushes and launchers with this one because they're all kind of the same mostly. Yeah, you're just basically spamming bombs for a set duration, and it's not the most interesting idea they have ever done, you know. So that's really all I gotta say about it. I'd have to give it I'd have to give it a D tier. It's just not that interesting. My favorite of the bomb rushes though would have to be the burst bomb rush / burst bomb launcher. I definitely think that's the most fun to use. On my least favorite is probably auto bomb launcher. So, but yeah, that's really all I got to say about those. Okay, and now we're on to all the Splatoon 2 specials. So, Tenta missiles. Yeah, this special is definitely way worse in Splatoon 2 than Splatoon 3 because of how spammy it was, and yeah, it definitely tarnished the reputation of that game. I'd still give it a D tier. It does have some redeeming qualities. Like, yeah, it looks kind of cool, and I like how the less people you target, the more missiles are sent to them. So I feel like if you target 1, 8 missiles will be sent, and if you target 2, 5 missiles will be sent to each player, and then 3 or more, there will be 4 missiles. So yeah, kind of lets you have a choice to make. Like, do I target all 4 players, or do I target one specific player and really make sure they move out of the way? But yeah, the global range, I don't know. Yeah, that part of it is kind of dumb, and the auto target, it's just, yeah, not the most fun special to use, and definitely not the most fun to play against for sure, especially in Splatoon 2. Stingray, can you guys guess where this is going? Yeah, it's going in F tier. Yeah, this special is just one of the worst specials, if not the worst special to play against. There's a global range laser that the player has full control of that can also go through walls. Is just not fun at all, and they made it even worse after they added the shockwave that goes around the main beam in that one update. Now, there are a few things I kind of like about Stingray. Like, sometimes kills that you get with it can be satisfying, and I kind of like how it has a skill floor, or like you kind of have to put effort in to get good with it in order for it to be effective. Like, if you're not good with it, it's not going to do much, but if you are good with it, it's a menace for sure. But yeah, that definitely doesn't save it from being an F tier. It's just one of the worst design specials they have ever made. So yeah, I'm glad they realized that. They stopped giving it to weapons only 6 months into the game during its 5-year lifespan before Splatoon 3 came out, and they just gave it nerf after nerf after nerf after nerf. So yeah, let's hope we never see the special again. And I mean, I don't think we ever will, because again, I think they realized that it was a bad idea. Ink Storm. I think the special is decent. I like the whole rainstorm concept. You know, you throw it, it generates a cloud, and it rains down on opponents, and capping off the chip damage can be pretty satisfying. And I also like how in Splatoon 3 they kind of gave it like a healing effect, or basically if a teammate or like you or a teammate throw a storm and you stand inside it in human form or like humanoid form, it'll actually heal you as fast as if you were to be in squid form. I think that part of it, I think the fact that they did that is really cool. So yeah, not my favorite special to use, but still, I think it's pretty cool. So B tier is where I'd put it. Baller is an interesting one. I think I'd give it a B tier. I do think it's decently fun to use. You know, you go on a hamster ball and you can roll around, especially through enemy ink. You can climb up walls, and the explosion can be quite satisfying to land kills with. And I just think it looks really cool. But yeah, it's definitely not their best designed special, and especially since like it can be pretty easy to shred, and that can definitely make the special feel really weak. So yeah, but when you're able to use it well, it can be pretty fun. Yeah, I think you guys know where this is going. Inkjet is definitely the first S tier. I absolutely love this special. There's a reason I use so much 10 attack splatter shot and Ampere splat dualies in Splatoon 2. I just just love how it gives you the ability to pretty much just fly around, and you can shoot projectiles. Landing one shots with them is incredibly satisfying. Yeah, and with its ability, you can go to some pretty interesting spots and get some really cool off angles. So, and just, yeah, I don't think I have much more to say. It's Inkjet, man. I absolutely love it. I'd have to give Splashdown the first C tier. On one hand, I think it looks really cool. It's definitely one of the coolest looking specials. Just the superhero landing and explosion is really cool, and getting kills with it can be fun. And I also like how you can use it during a super jump. But on the other hand, yeah, you guys know how easily cancelable this is at a high enough level. And yeah, that definitely hurts the special a lot, both balance-wise and in terms of enjoyability. So I think the special is just okay. It can be a menace at lower levels, but at high levels it feels almost useless. So yeah, it's a pretty mixed bag, I will say that. I might honestly think Ink Armor is worse than Stingray, because again, like I said about Stingray, at least Stingray can be satisfying to use and at least has a skill for it. But with Ink Armor, you know, you press the button and the armor not only goes to you, but it automatically changes to the entire team, and I think that is stupid. Incredibly stupid. They could have at least made it like Bubbler, where if you want armor, you have to get close to the player who popped it. So yeah, that would definitely make the special a lot better. But regardless, it's still not fun to play against, and it killed off a lot of weapons, mainly the slow one-shot weapons like chargers, rollers, and blasters, and nearly invalidated most of those weapons. And yeah, that sucks. And yeah, the special is just not that fun to use, because again, you just pop the special and it's just, yeah, it just exists, and playing against it is really annoying. Yeah, there's almost nothing enjoyable about Ink Armor. I mean, it's still better than Echolocator in my opinion, because, you know, at least it actually feels like you're using a special, but still, it's not fun to use or play against. So yeah, Bubble Blower is another interesting one. This is like probably one of my least used specials in Splatoon 2, so I never really took the time to get good with it. So, but I do think it's a pretty interesting concept. I think I'll just put it in B tier. Of course, the broken bubble combo was really annoying, but it was more of a balance issue. I think they could have easily fixed that. And yeah, I guess technically basically having like 3 shields up on the field and them lasting as long as they do is a bit, is a bit extreme, but still I think it's an interesting concept, and I wouldn't mind it being brought back in the next installment, as long as it's rebalanced properly. So yeah, Bubble Blower, it's pretty cool. All right, Booyah Bomb. This is another S tier special for me. This special is just like one of the coolest looking specials. I love how it's based off the Spirit Bomb from Dragon Ball Z, and yeah, it's definitely my favorite like displacement painting special. I like how it basically gives the Booyah button a purpose, because, you know, you have to spam the button in order to charge the bomb faster. And yeah, it's just cool, man. And they made it look even better in Splatoon 3, where, you know, when you fully charge it, you get that really cool lightning effect. It almost looks like you're going Super Saiyan 2. So yeah, I love Booyah Bomb. I don't use it that much, and that's mainly because a lot of the weapons, both in Splatoon 2 and 3, a lot of the weapons that have it are not really my favorite main weapons to use, but still, using it is a good time. So yeah, Ultra Stamp. I think I'm between S and A tier on this one, but I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think the special is really fun. I like how much depth it has. You know, you got the rush mode where you just repeatedly stomp the stamp on the ground. You got the jump swing, which is really satisfying to pull off, and the throw mode. The throw mode is just so cool. Getting kills with that is one of the most satisfying things you could ever do in the series, and it's a nice way to end the special early. But it does have some drawbacks. It can be shot through the front, especially when you're in rush mode. I don't really think that should be a thing. It kind of makes the special feel weaker than it should. But also in the case of Splatoon 3, they gave it a giant shockwave in that one update, and yeah, that can make dying to the special feel unfair at times. Like, there's been times where I felt like I was far away enough from the special when the user was in rush mode, but I still, like, not super far away, but far away enough where I shouldn't die, but I still died. So yeah, I think if they were to make it so you're invincible during the front, only in rush mode, And if they really toned down the shockwave radius, I think it would be an S tier. So yeah. All right, that was all the Splatoon 2 specials. Now we're on to the Splatoon 3 specials. So Trizuka, the special has been under a lot of heat for quite a while. I think it's toned down since the last patch, or one of the previous patches. I know it got the startup nerf, but I still think it should get a little more startup lag. The special does have some jank to it, like the hitbox. Sometimes it doesn't hit when it really should, among other things. But I still really enjoy using this special for the most part. I would give it an A tier, honestly. I just think it's really satisfying, and honestly, I just really like the concept. Like, I like how they just limit you to 3 shots. So like, okay, you only have 3 shots, so that means you have to be wise with them. Try not to waste 1 or 2 just shooting into La La Land or whatever. Like, know where your opponents are, and once you know them, that's when you can shoot, and that's when you're likely to get a kill. I just love the concept, and it's just, yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, at first I thought Big Bubbler would be like the best design protection special, but over time it's it's just produced more problems than solutions, I guess is the way to put it. I would, between C and D tier, I think I'm gonna go C tier. It's not the most satisfying special to use, but I mean, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I like the beacon in the middle. It gives you a safe super jump for a little bit, unless someone's inside the shield, or unless an opponent is inside the shield. I like the way it takes damage. If you shoot at the main bubble, it'll shrink a little bit. But if you shoot at the top, it'll shrink some more, and if you shoot at the beacon, that's where it really can get shredded easily. And I like how it at least tries to encourage good positioning. So yeah, I think that's a cool thing about it, but it does have some annoying cheesy moments with the objective, mainly on tower control. I really don't think you should be able to place the bubble on tower, or on the tower like that. That can be a really annoying moment on the mode. But yeah, I think the special's okay. It's not. It has a lot of issues, but I think it was a good attempt at a decently designed protection special. Oh, Zipcaster. Dude, do I really even need to say anything at this point? You guys know where this is going. Yeah, immediately top of S tier. You guys already know this is my favorite special of all time. And the reason for that is just because the special is unparalleled freedom of movement, playmaking potential, and skill expression. And it's just, yeah, just has so much depth. You can do so much with it. Just being able to cling onto any surface and travel there and use your main weapon. It's just the most fun I've ever had with this game. This is the special this is the thing that sold Splatoon 3 to me, if I'm being honest. I absolutely love it. And I don't think I have much more to say that you guys probably have already heard me say about the special. It's just, yeah, it's amazing. Wave Breaker. This is kind of another middle of the road special for me, so I would put it in C tier. This is basically the reworked echolocator, and I definitely think it is way cooler than echolocator. The way it produces 3 shockwave, or not really shockwaves, but 3 waves that locate you and deal damage. It's a very interesting trade-off special. If a wave breaker is popped, you jump over the waves and reveal your location, or do you tank the hit and get located if you're in a certain situation? It's really interesting, and it's nice that you can break it too. It gives it some counterplay. But the special balance-wise is definitely weak. Kind of doesn't do much. I think if they were to buff it a bit, it would be way more fun to use. But yeah, I think the special is all right. I don't mind using it. InkVac is definitely one of the coolest design support specials. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. Yeah, I just think the special is really cool. I like how it encourages teamwork, how you stand behind a teammate to try and protect them from incoming shots. And I really like the projectile you get after the suction phase. That part just looks really freaking cool. Offers some nice playmaking potential to the special, especially after the suction phase. I think the suction phase already gives enough playmaking potential. Though I do think the suction phase, I do think it lasts a little long, and maybe the radius is a little big, and it can lead to some annoying cheese moments with the objective. But overall, I think this special is really cool. I also kind of hope they rework it so that you can press a button to fire the projectile early, because that is kind of a weakness of the special. You're stuck in the suction phase for a while. Being able to release the projectile early would be really nice for the special. So Yeah, B tier is where I'd put it. Killer Whale 5.1. I used to have this in the same tier as Tenet Missiles. I mean, it is very, very similar to Tenet Missiles. It's honestly laughable how the two specialists are in the same game. But yeah, I do think I like it more than Missiles. I do think it's more satisfying to use. I think it looks cooler and it's not as annoying to play against, but that doesn't mean it's not annoying to play against, because it definitely is. I'd probably put it in C tier here. Once again, I think the special is cool. I think capping off the damage it does can be satisfying with certain weapons like Rapid Pro Deco or Dowser Dualies. Avoiding it is easy. The main way you avoid it is just walking slowly, and you pretty much won't get hit from it. But there are situations where you kind of have to get hit from it, and that wouldn't be so bad if they didn't buff the damage in that one patch. I don't know why they did that. I think that was really unnecessary, and it made the special way more annoying to play against than it should be. But overall, I think the specials, I think it's okay. So C tier is where I'd put it. Crab Tank. Again, gone on record saying that this is one of my favorite specials, and that still remains true. So yeah, S tier is where it's going. Even back when it was broken during the crab splash meta, I still really enjoy using it. But yeah, since they've rebalanced it and made it feel more fair, yeah, it does feel slower, but it was kind of necessary. But yeah, I just really enjoy using this special. It has a lot of depth. You have the rapid fire, the AoE shot, and the ball form that allow you to roll around, go up walls, and it'll protect you and heal you. Yeah, just a lot of depth with this special, and that's why I like it so much. Reef Slider is another kind of a mixed bag for me. I do like it more than S2 Splashdown, and it can have some fun moments. I think the way you charge in with the special is really fun, and getting kills with it's gonna be satisfying. But the special has a lot of problems for sure. First of all, the end lag. I have no idea how they haven't even like thought to fix it yet. But yes, it makes the special feel way more weak than it should. But also, they made the explosion radius, both the pain and damage radius, way too big. It's infamously allowed it to cheese zones, and it's also made it so you take damage from the explosion way farther away than what really feels fair, if that makes sense. Like, there's been plenty of times where I use, like, there's actually been quite a few times where I use Crab Tank and there's a slider, so I try to roll away with it, and I feel like I'm safe, but when it explodes, I end up breaking. I was like, what? I was so far away, and just... yeah, I really think they should tone down the explosion radius, both the pain and both for pain and damage. But also, please get rid of the end lag, and that will make it'll make the special feel so much better. But for now, C tier is where it's at. Triple Link Strike, I'm not gonna lie, kind of has fallen off for me. I'd put it in C tier. It was in B tier previously, but yeah, the special is not the most fun to use. You just kind of throw the landing markers and the strikes come raining down. I mean, I do think it's still way cooler than Bomb Rush, and yeah. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea why they made it so you can't swim or use your main weapon with this special like Bomb Rush. I think that's just kind of a stupid downside. I think if they were to revert that, they would make the special way more fun to use and cap off of. But it's also annoying how if you touch the explosions like one little bit, you're pretty much dead. Like, the special kills really easily when you're close to it, and yeah, I don't know why they made it like that. I mean, I think the fact that it does so much object damage is alright. I mean, maybe they could tone it back, but I really think they should tone back the damage output to players, because yeah, the fact that it kills so easily up close is dumb. So C tier is where it's at. I think if they were to make it so you could swim and use your main weapon and tone back the damage, it would be better. Tacticooler. I'm a fan of this special. I like it. I personally am not a fan of being the user, because yeah, you just throw the special and it deploys and you get a drink and you can go in and be aggressive. But yeah, this is definitely like the best design team-wide special, like compared to Bubbler or Ink Armor. This is definitely way more fun to use and play against. You know, if you want a drink, you have to go up to the stand and grab one. It doesn't globally chain to the entire team. I mean, that wouldn't be as bad as Ink Armor, because instead of HP, you get mobility perks and stuff. But yeah, I just really like the design of the special. I'd probably give it B tier. But yeah, I really like the perks you get: swim speed, run speed, ink res, intensify action, quick super jump, quick respawn, special saver. Though I think the special saver is a bit much. They should probably tone back the special saver, because yeah, the special has been the face of the meta for quite a long time now. So yeah, not much else to say. I like Tacticooler. Definitely the best designed team-wide special for sure. Super Chump. I've always been kind of neutral on this special. I do think it's pretty well designed, but not the most fun to use, but it can have some enjoyable moments. Like you pop the special and you go in with them and you can use them as a little meat shield that outputs a nice amount of paint. It's not too spammable. Not the most fun, but it's, you know, a special that exists. I will say that. I will give it a C tier. I'd probably put it here. Kraken Royale. This is another special that's under a lot of heat. A lot of people kind of hate this special, and I can understand why. But personally, I love Kraken Royale. Definitely one of my favorite specials to use. It's a really nice rework of S1 Kraken. For one, they made it bigger, so it looks cooler. But they also made it slower, and the twirl kills in 2 shots, not 1, so it feels more fair. But they also gave it a charge attack, which really adds a lot more fun to the special, and is really satisfying to use. I do think they can make it so that if you're getting shot at during the charge attack, you should travel less distance than normally. Because yeah, that's another thing that people don't like about the special, is that the charge attack is completely immune to knockback. So yeah, I do think there should be some knockback with the charge attack to make the special feel more fair. But otherwise, yeah, the special, I love using it, and I don't have too big a problem going against it. So yeah, definitely an S tier special for me. Triple Splashdown. I usually just think the special was decent at first, but it's honestly really grown on me. I really like using this special. It looks awesome. The 2 fists you get really improve it from S2 Splashdown. Kind of the ultimate trading special now, where if you want to take down the user, you kind of go down with them, or you run away, and yeah, you'll almost always get some sort of value whether you die or not, unless you and the fists go down, which is easier said than done. But though I'd say my biggest problem with Triple Splashdown is that they made the radius with the super jump way smaller than in Splatoon 2. I definitely think it should be reverted. But yeah, as is, I would give it an A tier. I really do like using this special. And then last is Splatter Color Screen. Yeah, this is definitely my least favorite special in Splatoon 3. It's honestly kind of borderline D and F tier, because not only do I find the special just not that fun to use, like you just throw it and the screen deploys and it just kind of exists for a bit. Of course, you have the accessibility issues. Like there's a lot of people that feel discomfort from the visual and audio effects with this special, and yeah, that definitely sucks. It definitely shows that they did not play test this well. I personally don't suffer from them, but still, it sucks that it happens for sure. And also, I honestly just think this special is just kind of annoying, whether or not my teammate or an opponent deploys it. I just think the way it blocks your sight is just kind of annoying. Like if I have line of sight on somebody and I try to shoot at them with a weapon like Stamper or a special like Inkjet, Zuka, or Crab, and then a screen pops up right in front of me, and just like, ugh, I can't see them now. And yeah, I'm not a fan of this special. I don't really like anything about it. I'm really torn between D tier and F tier, honestly. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna go F tier. It's just not fun to use, not really fun to play against, not infuriating to play against unless you suffer from the accessibility issues. But yeah, the way it blocks your vision is also just obnoxious in my opinion. So yeah, kind of hope the special doesn't come back in the next game. But yeah, that is my ranking for all specials throughout the Splatoon series. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what your favorite and least favorite special is. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to smack the like button. And if you're considering unsubscribing to the channel, be sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. And if you want to support me even more, be sure to check out my other links in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.